Hello, and welcome to the Thyroid Warrior podcast. I'm Ebony, and I'm here as your wellness facilitator. I'm going to be sharing my experiences in managing Hashimoto's disease. I really hope that it'll help you on your personal journey. Keep in mind, however, this does not substitute for medical advice. It is only for your information and motivational purposes only. Now, let's get started. Hello, friends. It is another Thursday, another time to have you guys spend some time with me, which I am deeply grateful for. Today, I want to talk to you all about our kidneys. And part of the reason why I'm going through talking about diabetes and hypertension and now the kidneys is, yes, because we are in fact in Heart Health Awareness Month, but also all of these organs I have learned, or diseases or disease processes or issues, I've experienced all of them, or maybe not in terms of having diabetes, for example, but having issues with my blood sugar regulation, having issues with high blood pressure, having it as something that plagues my family. And today, I've also had a lot of issues with my kidneys. Now, let's go back in time to 2009 when I was at the University of Minnesota doing research. And one of my ER visits was due to the docs thinking that I had a kidney stone. Let me tell you, it is very difficult to pass a non-existent kidney stone. Just FYI. So I was having a lot of issues with my kidneys at that time, and even prior to that, in the fall of 2006, I had a horrible kidney infection, and it is actually why to this day my right kidney is actually bigger than my left one. The inflammation and infection was so severe in that kidney, it was all bad. And I never want to get to that point ever again in life because it was very scary. I had a really high fever. We weren't sure what was going on. And of course, me in true fashion, what was I asking for? Popsicles, because I was really, really hot. And I was also, unfortunately, so nauseated by everything that they had to give me a lot of my medications via an intramuscular injection. Yeah, that was not pleasant either. But I digress. Moving on. It's very difficult having kidney issues. A lot of times when you also have hypertension and high blood pressure issues, you may also notice that you have issues with your kidneys as well. And when you go to the doctor and get your lab values done, the tests in particular that you're looking at will 9 times out of 10 be your CMP, or your complete metabolic panel, and the blood values that you're looking for are going to be your creatinine levels and your BUN levels, BUN. And basically, if your creatinine levels are high, that is going to indicate some type of kidney disease. BUN, or blood urea nitrogen levels, it's just another indicator of your kidney function. So I just wanted you to know about those two lab values in particular, just so that you're aware. Now let's talk a little bit about how your kidneys actually function. So they pretty much sit right below your diaphragm. They're facing more so towards your back. You have 2 of them, and they're wonderful, wonderful organ systems, and they basically help to clean your blood. They release toxins. They keep your body functioning accurately. You have your ureters, and then your bladder, your urethra, and then urine passes out. So those are just different organ systems that you may have heard related to your kidneys. Now, what's really important when you're making sure you're thinking about this is the purpose of your kidneys are really to just clean the blood, get rid of waste and toxins, and make sure that it's maintaining the right balance of water and salt in your body. Now, within the hour, 1 hour, your kidneys legitimately will filter out all of the blood in your body. All of it. Isn't that crazy? So it's so important for us to be very conscious of how much water we're drinking and what we're eating. Again, why I spent so much time talking about the nutrients and different food sources in the beginning of the year, because I wanted to set that foundation for you. Because in all honesty, most of the foods and the vitamins and minerals and all that fun stuff that I spoke about can treat and benefit you from your heart and your endocrine system perspective, which ultimately helps your thyroid gland. So I wanted to go big and then go small to different organ systems. Just another aside, because there's always a method to my madness. So the key that I have to think about when it comes to my kidneys are things called nephrons. So your nephrons are very important as it relates to how your body processes different particles in your body. And one of the biggest things that they're really good for is making sure that things that we need, like let's say sugar, for example, which I want to point out, you do need sugar for your cells to function. That is a quick and primary source of fuel for our muscles and our bodies. But I won't go into the whole creation of ATP and all that fun stuff. We'll save that for another day, another time. But your nephrons are making sure that those types of things are being reabsorbed back into your blood, and that they're not just leaving through urine. So it's really, really important for us when we're thinking about the health of our kidneys to make sure that we're getting our electrolytes in and that we're also drinking as much water as possible. Now, there is a possibility that you can drink too much water, but unfortunately, we as a society have become so used to being dehydrated. And I know that I'm bad at this sometimes, especially when I'm driving. I purposely don't drink a lot of water because I don't want to constantly go to the bathroom while I'm driving, especially because I'm just not familiar with all of the rest stops in different areas. But I know I need to stop doing that. And I encourage you to get your body used to drinking more water. Anytime you go to urinate, for example, you're trying to make sure that your urine is a light straw color. Anything darker than that, more than likely you're dehydrated. And many of us, when we go to the bathroom in the morning, you know your urine is usually dark. And depending on what you ate, especially asparagus, it may have a smell to it. It's not necessarily that something is wrong all the time, but once you start eating more fruits and vegetables and really cleansing your body through fiber and getting all those good foods in you, you will notice that your urine starts to smell different in the beginning. So I definitely wanted to warn you about that. But when you're dehydrated, you'll notice dry skin issues. You'll notice that you have headaches. You get dizzy more often. All of your mucous membranes become dry. And I know I had issues with dry eyes for a long time. And once I started drinking a lot more water, I didn't have that issue, especially now since I've had LASIK. I'm drinking water all the time. And I also noticed that I don't have issues with dry eyes. But you'll also notice muscle cramps. And sometimes you don't necessarily produce tears, which is wild to me. But think about it. If you're not drinking enough water, how is your body going to be able to produce tears? The other issue that you will notice is that you're going to start having issues with constipation, and your body is really going to start retaining a lot of that water, and you may even notice issues with high blood pressure. Hence why your doc may look at the different kidney levels, especially if you're having issues with heart palpitations or high blood pressure. So again, I want to make sure that we're connecting those two together. Definitely let me know what questions you have, because it's a lot. And again, I want you to have as much information as you possibly can to really and truly help to minimize the symptoms that you're having everywhere else. And once you start looking at things from a whole body perspective, I really noticed that I've become a lot happier and I feel a lot better. So I really want to help you guys continue down this path, and feel free to email me at hello@joyfulebony.com if you have any further questions that you want to talk about. And don't forget about my podcast live survey. You can go to joyfulebony.com/live event. And also, my thyroid guide is available. So you can go to joyfulebony.com/thyroid guide to pick that up as well. And with that, friends, be happy, be whole, and be well. Take care. Okay, thyroid warriors, get out there and take things one step at a time. Remember, be great, reflect on your triumphs, and as always, be well. Take care.